Hi all, welcome to Workato Masterclass Series. Today we are going to see about parsing an Excel sheet or Excel file we can say. Okay, so before we move into our today's agenda, let's have a quick recap on what we have studied in the previous session. We have studied about API proxy, right? So we have studied about API by recipe and compared that with API proxy, right? Then we have talked about API proxy importance and also best practices, and also we shown a talked about we shown a API proxy using recipes. We have built a recipe for that to see how API proxy works, right? So if you have missed it, please go and check our previous session, and I'll be providing a link in the description box, as well as you can click I button at the right up of our video. Okay, let's jump into today's session. That is about parsing an Excel sheet, right? So Excel is have a different type of extensions, right? So we are going to cover today's is like xlsx, okay? And this is CSV format, and as you know already, CSV format has an inbuilt parsing connectors by Workato, so that you can use directly and parse it. Whereas xlsx is doesn't have, we don't have inbuilt connector or the action to available to parse that particular, right? So how many of you know what's the full form of xlsx, right? So maybe some of you already know, or some of you know not knowing that, right? So let's understand the full form of this. Excel is nothing but Excel, okay? S is for spreadsheet and X is for XML format. So it's in of type the XML format, okay? So hence there's a possibility that we cannot able to parse using the CSV connectors, like which we have a parser connector available in the Workato that cannot be compatible to parse it. Hence, uh, today in this session, we are going to see how to parse the xlsx of file format. Okay, let's go there. Okay, so here is a recipe to I have built for the to parse an Excel sheet of type xlsx or the extension. Okay, so now it's not only one particular solution, it can have a multiple solution to parse it. Okay, I'm just showing you one of the solution. Okay, and also you can try from your end to what do you call optimize it as well as. Okay, so there's no kind of only one particular solution available for particular question or issues or requirements. Okay, so so here I'm talking about one of the solution. Okay, so here I'm using a trigger scheduler based. Here we can use as what do you call drive itself. So from drive, wherever the files we download. So example, if I use drive, so option of we can choose is there any new file comes, and please let it trigger here in the Workato recipes. Okay, for now time being I'm not using that. I'm using it scheduler based, so that it'll be easy for me to run it and test it. Okay, so I have downloaded the content. I'm using the I'm providing the Excel sheet, that xlsx format file, and I'm here. It's the challenging or curious part. Okay, so here I'm use SQL transformations. You can say here expert transformation by Workato. So that is the query data, and here you can give multiple data sources to do the transformation. So I given the drive and I provide the file content in the from the step 3, and I used Excel format. It's a format in the Excel format. So I have used a worksheet as whatever I provided in the Excel sheet. That is a worksheet name of that file, and a range I gave is like provided data. So example, uh, let me show you that particular file as well if it's possible. Okay, possible in the maybe in the end of the session to show you how the Excel sheet works. For time being, I'll just show you the how the format looks, everything, and have defined. I've used his like column schema type as defined. Um, and the data scheme I given as like name and each, which is there. Okay, so example it says choose define to provide column names and type explicitly in the actions. Choose dynamic in the past schema is array data pull from the upstream actions. So choose infer to infer column names and schema automatically from the data and etc. So basically, which your data is dynamic and it's not defined one something, you can give that defined, and also infer is a choice to give it. So example, there's a infer dynamic and the define defined. Okay, define, dynamic, and infer. Three other types of schema type. So you can choose that. And right now I've used define. So you can play around with this schema type. So if suppose you require a special require a different session for this to understand the different schema types, that also can be arranged, can be done also. Okay, so keep if you have anything to be do in different sessions or upcoming sessions, please do comment it out in our draft videos. Okay, thanks for that. And so let's see, the column relaxations is like, if yes, the incoming source data may contains additional columns, then the schema defined. So I just give as like yes for being, it can be added or copy added. It doesn't matter. So I said like contents, it contains header. Yes, it contains header. So I gave a header matching is ordered. So there's an option of name and order. I gave as ordered type. So example, say if is used as named, then it'll be like based on your header names. So it's not order wise. Okay. So query, say example here query. I gave as query to select the name and age from my particular drive. That's drive is nothing but I gave as the here if you observe, I gave as data source name as drive. So it can be anything, but I just gave as a drive to understand where it's coming from. So I'm taking from the drive, and so I've chosen as the output as a content stream and CSV, and include header, yes, and it's a comma delimiters. Okay. Now here I've used a parse CSV to, so that whatever coming is of format CSV will be passed accordingly. So I gave as header schema as name and age. You can choose dynamically by giving the Excel sheet, like sorry, CSV file as well. It's up to you. Like you can convert that Excel, whatever the Excel sheet you have, xlsx format, file format, that can be converted to CSV format. Then you can give it to here dynamically. It chooses the header columns, header schema basically. Okay. So that done. With that, this is the optional part where I want to show you like how the basically name, age, and looks the content wise. As I added, this is optional. You can add any other actions to wherever you want to send the file content to the anywhere else, or like with different destinations. That's up to you. Yep. Now I have used as a just to show you the contents I've used released. Apart from that, like error handling, I've used the mail part here. So, but it's up to you. You can choose any type of applications or any type of communications uh, part to send an issues notifications to the appropriate stakeholders. Okay, that's okay. Completes the use case requirement which we have talked about, and let's see how basically it behaves. Okay, so I'll just go to save it and I'll go to exit. I'll start basically. Now see what happens. Okay, so it's processing. I'll just stop the recipe for now so that will not be takes any other jobs get created. So let's wait for a few minutes or a few seconds again until it completes. Okay, so the particular job is completed now. Let's see what it shows. Okay, so now if you observe this particular query data, so it's took around totally 1 minute 21 seconds or 15 milliseconds. So this is the output which I'm getting schemas, and if you observe the parse line, I'm getting the data which I have provided in the xlsx file format. So now we see like these are the data which I got. For example, the image, shape of John, the Karthik. So there may be a kind of a spelling mistake. I don't worry about that. Just concentrate on the output which you're getting. Okay. So let's say you understand how basically this is how it's formatted, right? So we used one is query format, like query data, to transform the data which is coming from the source to required data format. Then data format is in the file format, you can say. So here I use fast CSV to get the content which is coming in the CSV as a content stream to be parsed and get the equivalent data, like the parse data. That parse data can be viewed in the list format. Okay. So this is about how to convert or how to parse your um, xlsx file format of in the Excel sheet. Okay, so format to our required format and get the content out of that. Okay, this completes our today's session. And if you have any doubts or if you have any kind of need a clarity more, please do comment out in the video section, and so that we'll come back to you with our explanations, or we can take up at a particular, if you have any kind of different requirements, say I have this particular requirements, can you help me with the how to do this, at least give me the high level doing it. So that can be also be taken into the sessions and discuss about that. Okay, that's complete the today's sessions. And as always I say, please do your best what you're doing right now, and also keep giving your best, and keep learning new things. Thank you.